hey,
Oh yeah.
I told Damon, I said, hey, I have to do this podcast. Like, can you handle dinner? That basically means he's going to order food. I'm not like, go cook them a meal, but that's fine. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? I think my mom right now is rolling in her bed in Dhaka, hearing that. Like,
Didn't you say
unbelievable.
your mom would call you and be like, "Matra ek pod rancho"?
Matra, yo, do not get me started. Again, the expectations,
Oh
sure.
my
Or
gosh.
when we were in when we were in Charleston, and your mom called you at night, and then again in the morning, and she was like, and you're like, "I told you I'm here with my friend." She's like, "Bacha de chara, jamai
Yeah.
chara."
Oh my God. Yeah, the best is like kikaro. Oh, kaiso. Ki kaila dinner. Oh, I just made rice and chicken. Aktay pod. Like, yo, I don't have freaking kodeja maruda and like, who's making all this food?
Making all these pods.
And yeah, and none of us we don't have time to like be healthy. Like we're gonna have 5 pods and then just sit on our asses, right? Like
Who's gonna wash
aktay
all those
pod.
pots?
Yes.
Hmm.
And oh my God, like can you imagine like preparing dinner like that? Oh, the other one is like, oh, bashi kana kaila, you know?
Bashikana.
I don't get
Yeah.
that from my mom. I think she has American standards, at least a little bit of that,
Yeah, you
but
have
not.
to.
But
I mean,
even then,
who's
not a lot.
who's cooking fresh
Gosh.
food every day? Ain't nobody got time for that.
My
That
parents
was
are. My mom, she'll be like, একটু একটু করে রান্না করবা, but প্রত্যেকদিন fresh খাবা.
really.
My mom says the same shit.
Hell.
Wow, your mom does
Mucho.
that, Maya, here
Yeah,
in Vancouver?
she works all day and then travels because it's like a 2 hour commute to go to her place.
Oh my
She
God.
commutes home and then আমি আজকে ঢেঁড়স ভাজি দিয়ে চিংড়ি মাছ দিয়ে খাচ্ছি.
Yep.
No, unacceptable. I cannot do that.
Just makes me
No.
crave all those things. So
I know.
Yeah. I love tarosh. That's one of my
Me too.
favorites.
Me too. No, but it's true. But the other thing you were saying, like the men get so much credit. Um,
Yeah.
my ex-husband would cook. Like that was, I mean,
Oh, God
you
forbid you
know,
have one of those.
yeah. I mean, the verdict is out if it was good or not. But he had like this passion to be in the
But
kitchen.
that's great.
He would
Yeah.
make a mess that,
Yeah.
but that's okay. At least he's cooking.
hmm.
Like
Yeah.
really, like that
Yeah.
was a big plus. I mean, it was super helpful for me because we would trade off on who's cooking, but he got all the credit. I was never
Yeah.
enough. I think at one point my mother-in-law was like, I think with too much travel, too much like I wasn't home enough, and that
Yeah.
turned into like the bad thing of like তোমাকে সংসার করার জন্য তোমার বাবা মা তোমাকে প্রিপেয়ার করে নাই, শিখায় নাই কিছু কিভাবে
It's
করতে হয়, and I'm like
Damn.
বড় করার জন্য কি করতে হবে, like all of those things, and it's like really like you
like
still
I'm
have
getting
work.
that cash money.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
Like you're not done raising your kid, like you still have work to do.
Yeah.
It goes back
I
to,
think
okay, like who you marry into, right? What kind of
yeah.
family. It's great to see that we're changing in that sense. And even in Bangladesh, you see a lot of very successful women in business. Um,
My girl
yeah,
crush, Rubaba Dola. I wonder, like, we need to bring her if we could ever get her here to just talk about, because
yeah,
all of the ceilings she's broken through to get to where she is, and people
yeah,
still talk shit about her. Like, again, the expectations of her to do
yep,
everything, but then it's impossible for her to do all of that without doing, all the wrong things too. Like,
yeah,
but then these
There's
men
no
are
way to make people happy, right?
yeah, but these men are like black money and under the table and all these things.
yeah,
No one says that.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of also crazy to think that our prime ministers have been female for a very long time. Like that
Yeah,
is unheard of.
yeah, exactly.
So in that
Exactly.
sense, it's amazing, how much progress we've seen in a small country like Bangladesh, which is
In a short
predominantly
amount of time.
Muslim.
Yep.
Yeah, that there you can see these female figures. And I think about she's not Bangladeshi, but like the previous PepsiCo CEO.
Yes, Indra
Um, sh
Noory.
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, she's I believe of
Love
Indian
her.
descent. but she talks about how you can't have it all. And
Yes.
I think we need to change this narrative where women think that you should have it all and you can do it all, that it's okay to say, I can't, and that depending on the day, you're not gonna focus on your kids, you're gonna focus on your career. One day you're gonna focus on your spouse. Like, it's impossible to have it all, and I think that's bullshit when
Yeah.
people say that openly, like, oh, I have it all figured out.
No, in
That's,
her book, I don't know if you read her book, but in her book, she also talks about, like, she talks about her humble beginnings to where
yeah,
she got to where she is today, but how she never, she's always acknowledged like who she is and where she's come from and the support she's gotten from her family
yeah,
to today. Like, there's also a lot of people that successful that will kind of erase a lot of that
exactly.
and be like, I got here by my, own way, or like the opportunities were given
Yeah,
to me. But she's
Which
so,
makes her so much more relatable too,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. And I think, the only way you can be successful is if you ask for help.
Yes.
And I think that's so hard for all of us, right? We all have egos. And a lot of times we don't want to impose on others. And I think the hardest thing that I've had to learn, and I'm still learning, is being in, like you and I, marrying, and actually even you, Maya, now, like none of us live by family,
Yeah.
and we have to ask for help. We can't do it all, and sometimes we have to just say like, okay, somebody needs to watch my kid, or I need help with X, Y, and Z.
I
That
still
is,
can't do it.
yeah,
I feel like
extremely
I can't
difficult.
do it unless I have to like pay for the service. Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
I could easily
same.
ask a neighbor or whatever, or one of my neighbors, actually, they're so sweet. Their daughter will sometimes babysit for us, and she's like, "You don't have to pay me. Like, it's okay." And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, like, here's a gift card, like something. I
Yeah.
feel like I can't do it.
Yep. It's hard, and I'd rather pay a stranger than ask someone close to me
Yeah,
to help, because and then I feel like, well, I owe them something in
yeah.
return, and it's just like all that stress about how do I return that favor? Like, oh my God, I don't want to, yeah. But I think that's something that we should all put as a goal to get better at asking for
But
help.
which is also, I think, touching back on building a community and having other, whether it's women, men, whatever, like having a community
Yeah,
that you can lean on to
Yeah.
do that. Like for me, for example, I don't have family nearby. My mom has to fly 2.5, 3 hours to come and see me if
yeah,
she wants to come and babysit my kids for a weekend,
Yeah.
which isn't realistic, right? So having friends in the community, whether it's in your gym, whether it's somewhere you
yeah,
go on a regular basis, finding that community, it's just key, because it really does, it takes a village to raise these kids. And sometimes, we have partners that they have their skills and they have things that they're good at, but sometimes kids, or managing kids, isn't always
No.
their forte, and that's okay.
Yeah. You know, that's